Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim Kelly. This is The Real Sports Talk. Thank you guys for tuning in. Last night we had the Spurs defeat the Memphis Grizzlies to head to the NBA Finals. Hakeem made a video recap of that. Tonight we have the Heat and Pacers. But prior to the game today, LeBron James had some interesting quotes that caught my eye, and I wanted to give my reaction and hear what you guys thought in return. So leave your reaction in the comments section after you hear mine. LeBron James said today, and this is off of an ESPN article from Indianapolis, LeBron James vehemently denies that he is a flopper, but openly recognizes it as an effective strategy. And I know what you're all thinking, LeBron James is a flopper. I'll get to that in a second. I want to read his quote first, though, and see how he explains it. Some guys have been doing it for years just to try and get an advantage, James said Monday in the lead-up to Tuesday's Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Any way you can get an advantage over the opponent to help your team win, so be it. And I think there is a part of that. There's a part of me that says anything that's effective that in any sport that allows you to get an advantage without cheating but pushing the envelope, however you want to say it, that is almost part of the game. Like, for example, when Derek Jeter faked getting hit the other year, I had absolutely no problem with that because that, in my mind, was being a smart athlete, not cheating, but bending the rules enough that it's still legal without cheating. So I didn't have a problem with that. With what LeBron James is saying is there's an effective part of flopping, and I get that because anyone who realistically watches basketball understands that flopping is part of the game because taking a charge is a flop. You stand there, you set yourself, and then you fall back once the guy comes into you, and that's how you get a charge call. And Kobe Bryant has even said he's not even taking charges anymore because he doesn't want to be considered a flopper, which I think a lot of people actually can respect, and I'm one of them, although taking a charge I think sometimes is part of the game. But regardless, LeBron, I think that there's a part of me that says LeBron James has a point with the effectiveness, but when he says he's not a flopper and it's just part of the game and that's how you can help your team win the game, I don't look at it like that because there's times where it's just excessive, and that's, I think, what drives people insane is when you see Nate Robinson push LeBron James over and LeBron James flail his arms. That's what bothers people about it. And I'm not a LeBron hater. You guys know that, if anything, I give LeBron too much credit sometimes. I'm not someone that's out here to make this video to hate on LeBron James, but my point is that LeBron James flops, and I understand that it is part of the game, and he makes a valid point in saying this, but at the same time, him and Dwayne Wade too, don't let Dwayne Wade get away with this either, because Dwayne Wade had that blatant one the other night, and he does it just as much, but these two are, I don't necessarily have a problem occasionally with taking a charge, or occasionally with a flop a bit when you're going up on a shot or a layup, whatever the case is, and you get fouled and you over-exaggerate. That is part of the game. It's when it gets to the excessive point where LeBron gets a screen set from Nate Robinson and he tries to say that that's a moving screen by throwing his arms up and falling onto the court. I think that that's the excessive point. And the NBA tried to help fix this problem because last year, and I made a video about this at this time last year, David Stern acknowledged that the NBA had a flopping problem, and I said, good, we're finally on the same page now, let's try and fix this and get the bad flopping out of the NBA. And instead, what they've done is they've enforced the rule against certain players. I think that Derek Fisher, Derek Fisher's flopped his entire career, he got fined. J.R. Smith got fined, Tony Allen got fined, but Dwayne Wade has had a couple, and LeBron James, both of them have had obvious flops throughout this playoffs that they have not gotten fined for that really weren't a part of the game. It was just an exaggerated flop, and I think that those are the ones that we need to get out of this game. But the bottom line is that the only way that that's going to happen is if the NBA actually sticks with these rules, and it doesn't matter who the player is, they actually give them the penalty whenever they flop, and it's not really part of the game. And that's the thing that they haven't done. That's a disconnect, and Frank Vogel talked about it. A lot of people have talked about that he'd get away with a lot more from the refs, which I think we all know is true. But the flopping part is with the league as well, because the league reviews these flops, and if they're not doing anything about it after reviewing it, then I don't understand what the point of instituting the rule was if you're not going to end up enforcing it when it's actually in there, because it's not going to help get the flopping out of the game if you don't enforce it when it actually happens. So that's my thoughts on it. LeBron James certainly does flop. Tremendous player though. And he's having a great series except for those 2 turnovers late in game 2. So let me know what you guys think. Do the Pacers defeat the Heat tonight? I think that if they can get an answer for LeBron James in the post, which really is not that difficult because LeBron James is big and he has that advantage, but he doesn't have great post moves. And if they can figure out how to stop LeBron James tonight, then I think that they very well could win this game, and I still believe it's a 6 or 7 game series that comes down to probably the Heat winning, but I don't think it's a done deal like a lot of people seem to think after the Heat's Game 3 victory. So let me know what you guys think on all those. Hit me up on Twitter at CashKelly_TRST, KASH Kelly_TRST, Facebook.com/TheRealSportsTalk, and I'll catch you guys next time.